How to use real feminine energy to attract a masculine man. You might find that your man is losing interest, pulling away, he's not stepping up, he's not taking action, or men in general are not showing any interest, attraction, or devotion to you. And you're tired of it. You want to have a loving, long term, committed relationship with a man who cherishes you, desires you, is super attracted, and treats you like a queen and that you're excited about but also feel safe with, well, then this is the training for you. I'm Brody Boyd with Magnetize Your Man, and for over 20 years combined, me and my wife Antia have been helping thousands of successful women all over the world to get loving, long-term, and committed relationships with men they desire. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So what is feminine energy? There's a common misconception that feminine energy is just about being light and flowy and everything's good and I'm playful, which is super important. Those are key elements of femininity, but it's only a piece of it. It's only a part of it. And this is so important to understand because, again, masculine and feminine polarity is really the only thing that creates long-term love, attraction, passion, chemistry, devotion in a relationship. So it's super important to learn how to embrace your feminine polarity and connect to your feminine core, because every woman has a feminine core, every man has a masculine core. And yes, things from society, your life, your bad relationships have caused you likely to step more into your masculine in different ways that you might not even be aware of, which is why it's so important to have a coach help point this out to you and help guide you and lead you to be in your most feminine self. And men as well have developed feminine tendencies, but you becoming more in touch with your feminine core, you will help bring out the masculine within a man, and you will help create that attraction, chemistry, polarity in your relationship that'll have a man say, I want you as my wife forever. And I love you, and I'm committed to you, and I desire you, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make you mine. Like, that is what's going to happen when a man is feeling those feelings of like, oh man, I just love her so much. She's so amazing. So and he may not ever say that. He may say it, but he's going to feel it as the most important thing and take action from that place. So how do you do this? Well, the feminine energy, yes, it can be light, it can be flowing, it can be playful, it can be loving, it can be all the colors of the rainbow, all the different motions of the ocean. But there's also another side to femininity, which is all of the quote unquote bad emotions, the storms. So fear, anger, anxiety, neediness, frustration, sadness, what else? Shame, guilt. These can all be very equally beautiful pieces, and they are equally beautiful pieces of the feminine polarity puzzle. A man wants to feel your whole heart. And this is also the reason why you may have noticed that some men end up with women that are more dramatic, or they are causing a lot of issues in the relationship. And you might be like, why is he with such a biatch? Well, it's because she's showing she's living from her feminine, which isn't always sunshine and roses. It's also fear. It's also anger. It's also sadness. It's also guilt. It's also shame. It's also jealousy. It's also insecurity. It's a lot of these things packaged together, because here's the thing. The feminine is like the weather. The weather changes. You have bright sunny days. You have cloudy rainy days. You have hurricanes. You have tornadoes. You have total peace and quiet. It's this constant motion and change and variation that is the true feminine. The masculine is unchanging. The masculine is like the core of the earth that just does not move, or the stillness of space, the emptiness, the void, consciousness, as David Data says. So masculine energy is non-changing. It is solid. It is open. It is the nothingness. So your feminine is activating his masculine, the feminine of all of these different emotions and the variety and the unstructuredness and even sometimes chaotic nature of feminine. The masculine is very orderly and structured, and let's get things done and let's make it happen. And the feminine is more flowing, process, disorder, multitasking, creativity, intuition, flow. These are the feminine energies. So you might have limited yourself in the past saying, I just need to be light and positive with a man. And when I'm interested in him, I need to just play it cool. Don't show too much emotions. Just be light and positive. Give him a good experience, and he's going to start caring about me. And then later on, once we're in the relationship, then I can show him my whole self. And then I can show him all of this shit that's inside of me and all these emotions of fear and frustration, anxiety, and blah, 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 blah. which is so not true because, for one, you're going to make him fall in love, if he even does, with a false image of you, a false reality, a mask. And likely he won't. He won't ever get to that place because he won't be able to feel your heart, and it won't ever activate his masculine devotion because you're being masculine in that moment. You're putting on this mask and you're putting on your guard and saying, I'm all good and everything's fun and I'm Mrs. Too Cool for School. And he's going to be like, well, I don't feel anything. I mean, it's fun hanging out with you, but I feel like we're kind of more friends, or this is cool, we're buddies. Or he'll have sex with you because you have a feminine body, and men love to have sex, so he'll be like, oh sure, I'll have sex with you, but I don't really feel any emotions towards you. I don't feel like a deep connection towards you. It's just we're having good times. We're just having fun here. Let's just enjoy. Let's not talk about the future. It's just you and me. Let's just have fun. And so that's the kind of experience, the results you're going to get when you're living from your masculine. You're putting on a mask and trying to put on a front and playing games of being Miss Too Cool for School, and I'm everything's good. So what a man wants is he wants to feel all of your emotions, the full range of your heart, but doing it in the right way. So here's the caveat. Most women will hear this, or they'll be operating from this. They say, well, I did that in the past and I pushed man away. And it's likely true because you were doing it incorrectly. It's not the emotions. There are no ugly emotions. There are only ugly behaviors. So the emotion was beautiful. The emotion was great, but it's likely what you did with the emotion that pushed him away. So what a lot of women will do is they'll take their emotions and they'll wield them like a weapon and whack a man on the head with it, or even like stab him in the heart with it and say like, I'm angry at you. You make me feel angry. Why did you do that? Or stop making me feel so sad. You were like, why are you doing this to me? You hurt me. You hurt my feelings. And it's all about him and what he did. And you're using your emotions to try to control him, actually, which is masculine. Trying to use your emotions such as fear, anxiety, sadness to make him feel bad, to make him change his behavior, to try to get him to do something, to try to get something from him, which is all masculine. The feminine is about receiving and openness. The masculine is about giving and trying to get something, trying to make it an outcome happen, trying to achieve a goal. And so by doing that, you're in your masculine. So a lot of women will use their feminine emotions. They'll use the emotions as a way to try to control a man. And that pushes him away. And a man can never feel connected to your heart because he has to be on guard and has to be like, whoa, you're trying to get me to do something right now, aren't you? Or you're trying to control me right now, aren't you? I don't like that because I don't want to have to submit to your control. That's going to feel bad for me. And then I'm going to lose my self-respect. So a man's going to distance himself, likely in those scenarios. So instead, you want to avoid, on one hand, we have the doormat, which is a woman who never shares her emotions. She never speaks up. She just lets men roll over her and abuse them even in a lot of cases. And then on the other side, we have the bitch, who is a woman who's very aggressive, tells men what to do, tries to control, manipulate them, and may share emotions, but does it from a place of control and manipulation. And then in the beautiful middle, we have the queen who is balanced between those two, where she's able to share her emotions and speak up like the bitch easily does, but the doormat doesn't do it all. But she does it in a feminine way. So she's able to share vulnerably and openly without trying to get an outcome, without trying to control a man. So simply saying something like, I feel sad. And that's it. It's not, I feel sad and I want you to do something, or not, I feel sad and it's because of you. You're making me feel sad, which is an attack, which is also criticism, which is also masculine. It's about, I feel sad. I don't know what to do. It's feminine openness. That's non-controlling. That's receptive. That's vulnerable. That's what attracts a man to you. That's where he gets to feel your full emotions. So you can say, I feel joy and I feel sad without trying to do anything with that. Letting him feel it instead, not putting it onto him or blaming him for the emotions, but just, it's your experience. I feel sad. You're owning your own emotions. You're responsible for your emotions, but you're also sharing them. I feel sad. He gets to feel you. He gets to feel your heart without feeling like he's being told what to do or criticized. So he actually comes to you and wanting to help rather than being pushed away and saying, get away from me with that sadness that you're trying to control me with. He's saying, yes, share with me more your heart. Like, I love that. I want to feel it. I want to hold you. Come here. Let me help you. What made you feel sad? How can I do better? How can I help? Who made you feel sad? He's going to want to help you. He's going to want to then change. He's going to want to step up and take action, because he's coming from a place of, I feel your heart. I love your heart. It feels vulnerable. I feel received by you. I feel trusted that you opened up to me that way. I don't feel attacked. I don't feel like you're trying to control me. I don't feel like you're trying to get an outcome. And I want to help. And how can I help? Please let me help, because I'm starting to feel actually more attracted to you and feel real feelings of love for you. Now, this, of course, works best in the context of a relationship with a man who actually already has care for you. If he's emotionally broken, if he's mentally broken, if he's a narcissist, if he's a sociopath, this isn't going to work. Those men are broken. They're immature. They're not capable of actually valuing your feelings. And your man could be one of those. It's a very small percentage, but there are bad men out there that he just simply cannot, he's not capable of caring. He's emotionally, mentally broken in some way. And you're going to have to distance yourself from a man like that. If you consistently are open and vulnerable in the way we teach and how we teach it, like in our coaching with feminine communication and feminine polarity in the right way, so you can actually master this. If a man doesn't consistently show care for your heart and step up after doing that several times, you know he doesn't care. Either there's no level of care for your heart. He has no level of care because of how much damage there's been in the relationship, or maybe he's just not interested at all in your heart, or he's broken. He's a broken man. That will reveal itself to you. So that's actually the best test of a man, is when you're vulnerable, how he reacts, and consistently how he reacts when you're doing it in the way we teach. Because if you're still using your emotions to try to get him to do something and tell him to control him in some way and get an outcome, it's likely not going to be as effective, because he's going to feel you're trying to use this on me right now. You're trying to use this as a way to get something. So it's more of a lifestyle, practicing feminine openness and vulnerability, and speaking up often and sharing often, but doing it in the right way so that you're not using masculine communication and you're not using masculine energy to try to get him to do what you want to do. And it's a very slight distinction, which is, again, why it's so important to practice this and to actually get coaching and support around this, because then you become the most radiant, magnificent woman you possibly could imagine, and you will be shocked at how a man will step up and start devoting himself to you and committing to you, because he's now coming from a place of deep love and head over heels love, and feeling just like, this is my woman. I just can't live without her. I have to do whatever it takes to make her my woman, because she's so freaking amazing. So if this was helpful and you really want to master that, the other thing I'll highly recommend is taking our free feminine polarity quiz, which will also give you much more insights into how this actually works, how masculine feminine polarity works, and how you actually draw a man to you without pushing him away, and all the little tiny things that you might be doing that actually are ruining a relationship with a man or could ruin it in the future. So make sure to take that by clicking the link in the description or comments below this training, or going to femininepolarity.com, femininepolarity.com. Much love. Embrace all of your emotions. They are beautiful, and a man wants them when they're done, shared in the right way. That is full feminine energy. That is fully what will attract a masculine, committed man. I hope this helps. Much love, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye-bye.